Okay, let's go ahead. Let's put a circle here. Yeah. It's bigger than it to be. Bigger. And there. Do there and back. Hey, but can't hear it. There you go.
This is the floaty. You can throw it in the water.
It's not the kind of camera that people are strapped into their head.
Yeah. They already got the 4 out now, but this is the 3.
Example? Huh? Example? It's good,
We're just getting a little acclimatized first.
Oh, I'm cold already.
Okay, you already acclimatized? Were you cold?
It's okay to be cold.
It's okay to be cold here. It's okay. Because it's cold. It's all right. The reason we gathered you here today is because it's snowing. Good thing we didn't walk down that street right there. We'll be jumping to the side. So, okay. Waiting for a little drum to come back. You got it? Okay, are we ready? You are being filmed, so be at your worst behavior. We don't want them to know who you are.
It's the only behavior you know.
That's what I know. So, on this beautiful day of the serpent, today is called Coat. She said Coat. Coat. Okay. Oh, all the Aztec words, they all have the accent in the second to the last syllable. Like Mexica, Azteca, Mazatzin, Coat, Totlazotlananzin. You know, so always remember that part, okay? So Coat means serpent, but the word Coat also means twin. Okay, twin. You know, today, if you know Mexicanos or people Mexicanos, they'll say, hey cuate, it means friend. If you ask what a cuate means, it means more than a brother. In other words, if your big brother gives you some trouble, you know, right? Your friend says, no, don't hit him. You gotta hit me first, right? And boom, he gets it first, you know. That's your cuate. I know he's your other you, right? Okay. So that's real important. But that's Coat, ancient Coat. So when you say Quetzalcoatl, now we say Quetzal. Say Quetzal. Coat. Which sometimes you might have heard it's called Quetzalcoatl, right? The same guy, you know, right? But Quetzal means precious. Quetzal, precious. That's why the little bird from Guatemala, his name is Quetzaltoto, precious bird. But we call him the Quetzal, okay? But Quetzaltoto, okay, precious bird. That little guy is so precious. Besides being the most beautiful bird in the world, in my opinion, little bird, small, with a big, long, beautiful tail feathers. They look like the leaves of the corn. But he's our representative of all the human beings, because he represents sovereignty. What's so special about that little bird is he refuses to live in captivity. He refuses to live in captivity. He will not live in captivity. He will close his eyes, hold his heart, and go away. Okay? So he represents sovereignty. And our grandfather said, yes, that's what we are. We're all sovereign people. We're all sovereign person, but I'm part of the whole. Okay? So we're working in a duality. At the same time, I'm an individual, but I'm you. Okay? So at the same time, I'm me, an individual, but I'm part of the cosmos. So I'm part of everything around me. So when we say Quetzalcoatl, I'm saying precious twin. Okay? Okay? And Coat also represents knowledge and wisdom, the serpent. Okay? And not just here, all over the world. The serpent is a symbol of knowledge and wisdom. So when you say Quetzal Coat, you're saying precious knowledge, right? Precious wisdom. Of what? Of my precious twin. So if my twin is precious, then what am I? Say it loud. All right. So the precious knowledge of my precious twin, of my precious self. So put it right there, and then guess what? Oh, my twin is precious. Okay. But everything. This is my twin. Okay. So we're twins to everything around us, and that's the law of the land, and that's the law of the cosmos. You know that we are one, but part of everything. And where everything moves the same. And that's why we're here in this weed down ceremony. Right? So this ceremony is not really a sunrise ceremony. It's a weed down ceremony, right? Because the sun is not going to rise, but we're going down that way. Okay? So if you're down for it, we're ready. Okay? And, well, all right, that was pretty good drumming. Go through some more, bring a couple more people. But just get a walk to the top part and all around. Okay. So, but on this beautiful day of the serpent Coat, okay, and it's got a number to the serpent, because every day has a number. So yesterday was 6, and let me get this right: rain, flower, crocodile, wind, house, lizard, serpent. Today's 7. We're going to go to 13. Serpent, and then it'll be tomorrow the skull, the deer. How much is that? Somebody count. The deer?
9.
The rabbit. 10. Then the water, the dog, and the monkey. Okay? So we go up to 13 monkey. Then the next day will be 1 herb. It starts again to count. So we're constantly moving. You know, keep counting. It never stops. The numbers. So when we find our own identity on the calendar, we have a number to it as well. And when we go to the ancient books, you can see yourself in that space. Okay? So the most important thing is that it's not about us, like it's been said many times. It's not even about all of us. It's about none of us. Okay? It's about none of us. It's about that the sun is going to appear, the earth is going to go that way, and it happens all the time. So the earth never stops. So it's about the earth and the sun. They have a thing going, you know, and we have to be on top of this one. Okay, so when we come into the face of the sun, and the first light of the sun, that is shining, I'm sure over there in California and Florida, where my brother came from, yeah, probably seeing the sun right now. No, not yet. But when the sun comes up, the first light of the sun, the first energy that comes to us, that's our wake-up call right there, and that begins the day. Okay, so today, the number 7 has a winged companion. Okay? All the numbers do, 1 to 13. The winged companion of the number 7 is a butterfly. So it's up to you what you know, what you think, how you work with a butterfly. But you know it represents transformation, metamorphosis, right? And constant movement from up in here. Okay? So that's with us today as well. The number 7 has a companion that guides it. There's 13 companions. The number 7 is called Tlazolteotl. Okay? Tlazolteotl. Which means the one that generates by love. Okay? So whatever we do, we're going to do it for love. Okay? So let me see. And the 13-day cycle that we're in today is 1 rain. Se kiawit. Lluvia. So kiawit. So it began with 1 rain, and now we're going to travel the 13 days. So the rain is guiding us this whole time. Okay? The guide that's inside of the 13-day period is Tlaloc. And Tlaloc, you might have heard of him. They call him the god of the rain. But he's not the god of the rain. Because Tlali means earth, and Oakley means a drink. He's what the earth drinks, so he's the rain himself. Okay? So directly the elements. But he represents this. Everything that comes from up there, everything, that's Tlaloc. Whether it's rain, snow, sleet, hail, whatever comes. And he's guiding this 13-day period of transformation. Okay? And the year that we're in today, the year is called Ome Toshli. Ome 2, rabbit. So we're in the year 2, rabbit. Okay? And the rabbit the year's going to corner. So we're in the year of the rabbit today, and we're in the day of the serpent today. Okay? Walk in this direction. So the year Ome Toshli. More anything? Definition is what they represent. The most simplest thing you can think of. Ask a kid, what's a rabbit? And that's pretty represents mostly. You know? And the most simplest thing you can think of, right? Multiplicity, you know? And the senses, taste, perception, the taste. Okay, but the rabbit, it represents a heart of honey. Okay, just giving, and multiplicity. Okay, so this year, that's what the year is about. So in other words, we have written down in these images that is a culmination of thousands of years by thousands of people across thousands of miles, from snow to sun. You know, okay, all coming together like we are here today. And so here today we represent that. We represent all the people of the world, of the earth, you know, from every direction. Okay? And on this day, on the serpent. Now, we're here also on this day. My son Che Ye Koat. That's why Koat. Ye 3. That's why he was born on day 3 serpent. Okay, so he was born on day 3 serpent. 3, 2, 1. So he was born in a 13-day cycle of the house. Sorry, the 15-day cycle of the house. Okay, and so we could follow. I could follow his from his birth and to his disappearance from the face of the earth. You know, and I can see it all in here. I can recognize it. Okay. Now, so Koat means twin, right? So I have a twin daughter also. She has a twin sister. Okay. 3 Koat, Ye Koat. When we went to, we got to go as far as Chichen Itza together. So on December 21st, 2012, we're right there in Chichen Itza, waiting for the galactic alignment to happen complete. The 26,000 year cycle that we began again. But the interesting thing about it was that it was a day Ye Koat. So it was a day 3 serpent. So Che has been waiting. We have been waiting for that day for a long time. Anyway, and I'm glad he got to fulfill that. Okay. Now, part of the to me the one thing real important, because the Koat, like I said, is a twin. It's a twin. You're my twin. You're my Koat. You're my twin. You know. Okay. So it's important. It's important that we know that we realize that. But it can't just be from here out. You know. It just can't be from from the mouth out, the lips out. You know. It's got to be from within, you know. In other words, you're me. You know, you are me. You're my other me. In Lakesh, our grandfather Maya said, you know, Alaken, I'm you. You know. So today, on this day of the twins, you know, it's very, very good to be here with all my twins. You know, so I was going to say, come by and do a little request, you know, to all my twins, Open the door for more twins coming in there. Oh my goodness, Dr. Mati. Good to come and meet my friends over here. If you're okay. Dr. Mati. Dr. Mati. You guys are real brave, but you can make the circle a little smaller. There you go. And so, you appreciate this. So, the Koat, the serpent, knowledge and wisdom. Okay? Of what? Of my precious twin again. So everything comes back to that. Everything comes back to that. You know? And I don't think it's just myself. I don't call this a path to enlightenment. I mean, there's many out here, and I understand. I'm looking for one, you know. But I don't call this a path to enlightenment. We find that this is an astronomical, calendrical map and cosmic clock. Okay. Now, you know what you got to do at 6 o'clock, and you know what you got to do at 6 o'clock, and you know what you got to do at 6 o'clock. I'm going to do the same thing. Yeah, sleep. You know what you got to do at 6 o'clock. No. That's why I didn't ask you. I knew what you were going to do at 6 o'clock. Yeah? But the idea, so whatever you do with your time, well, that's up to you. You know? Nobody's trying to tell you how to do your time or use your time. But we just want to let you know what time it is. Okay? So when we say today's serpent, Coat, and I'm telling you what I know, what I share, what I teach about the serpent, well, that's what I use and share and teach. He has his, he has his, he has his, he has his. You know? And also, I don't personally think, I don't consider this a spiritual path either. It's not a spiritual path. Because I believe everybody has their own spirituality individually, however they do, and however they learn. And I love them all. The ones I know already and the ones I'm yet to know. So all these traditions, all these customs, they're great, everything. So this is definitely a map and a clock. So we're just saying. So our hope is to come back into the rhythm. Okay? So these grandfathers who put this together, and grandmother, of course, who put this together, they didn't do it just out of their own little head. It took them thousands of years of, science, observation, checking things out, moving, observing. So it took coming together of all the nations. That's why we're in Cahokia, That's why we're in Aztalan in Wisconsin. That's why we're in Machu Picchu. That's why wherever we go. So somehow they managed to do it. I think that's so important because that means that people from Machu Picchu and people from way up in what we call Alaska now, somehow they had to get together. Okay, they didn't look alike, they didn't talk alike, they didn't eat the same thing. Okay, but they knew one thing: that the sun is like a good father who gives light and warmth. Okay, like a good father, who gives light and warmth to everything and everybody alike. And the earth is like a good mother who gives us food, clothing, and shelter to everything and everybody alike. So that's what it's about. If that's dad and that's mom, well, hello, my brothers and sisters. I mean, that's all there is to it, right? Because I heard that he shines on you and she feeds you too. Oh, it reminds me. When I was small growing up, I grew up in Austin, Texas when I was small. I was born in the state of Louisiana. Okay? My parents were coming from Florida to Texas and I jumped out right there. Louisiana. For a little while, then they dragged me back, but in Louisiana. And then I was raised in Texas, my early childhood. And then, in Texas, when I was there, on this day, the people gathered together, and we know that if we're moving, I was born in a little parish, in a little town called Independence, Louisiana. Okay, I found out. I went back and searched that they call them parishes now. I went and searched that, and I found out that it was a settlement at that place of the Kickapoo. So, and my grandmother, my father's mother, is Kickapoo, but she was born in Mexico, in a place called Nacimiento. Nacimiento Kickapoo and Nacimiento Mexico, it was established for the Kickapoo after they were run out from up here, the Great Lakes, the Kickapoo Confederations. And they took them to Oklahoma, Texas, but the grandfathers, they ran all the way into Mexico, and they established Nacimiento. Unfortunately, they were also, I think in 1929 or something like that, 1829, they were also victims of a cross-border run by the cavalry and a massacre in Nacimiento. But nonetheless, those are small tires, huh? I'll get some next time I come this way. And so in Nacimiento Kickapoo, Nacimiento de los Kickapoos, that's where my grandmother comes from. So when I found out that where I was born was at one time a settlement of the movement of the Kickapoo and into the Great Lakes where they come from in the area, I realized that it's all one. It's all one. Okay. So I'm saying people didn't look alike, they didn't talk alike, they didn't eat the same thing, but they managed to come up with this. This is a culmination of thousands of people by thousands of traditions and cultures that fit into here. Okay, so it's for everybody. And hey, you got snow in your head. and so to me. Thinking? Oh, look at me. Oh, I didn't fall down. I thought, wow, whoa. Good to have you. That's some good snow over your head. And, yeah. So, when I was born, I also was a twin, but my twin, I say he took the good looks and the brains and the heart and pushed me out. You know, you know. So, but so my twin soul is part of this with me always as well. Okay. But we're all that twin soul. We are all that twin. You're me. I am you. You know. See. So when I was born in like I said, in Louisiana, and from there we were there a few, not very long, just a little bit because they were passing through. Raised in Texas, and then we started moving, and we moved around a lot. So my parents, my father was a carpenter, but still we followed the crops, and so we moved around a lot throughout the whole country, you know. And then up in California, which I thought was pretty cool, you know. And but nonetheless, we knew all the time that we're part. And so wherever I went, I was always the new kid on the block, always, because I went to about 15 different schools when I growing up, and I loved it. Because I was meeting just more family, everywhere. You know? And that's the way it is here too. You know? So wherever we go, we just come to meet our family, a re-encounter with our cosmic identity, with ourselves, with our other selves. Okay? So that's part of the work that we're doing. My son Che Yekoat, his sister's name Andrea Victoria Yekoat, also three serpent, twin sister. Right? And my son Abel, most of you know my son Abel, Costa Quautli, born on the day of the Condor. Okay. When they started working with me, after many years, and they came back to work with me, and the last 5 years actually Che was with me and Abel, and it seemed like all those 20 years before it all fit in, it all started taking shape, you know. So I knew for one thing that we were complete. Not everything's got to be done, but what we were doing was complete. Now we can go to another level, okay? So, the coming together of the calendar system that I believe can help all of us, if you incorporate it into your, whatever you're doing, use it as your guide. And I think it will help us. Do not, and we're not trying to say, do not throw away or do away with this calendar, the Gregorian calendar. It's not bad, it's good, because it's been adjusted, and it's good. It's a good calendar, or else we won't be standing here on this day, November 11th. You know, somebody come whenever they felt like it, right? Unless I told you on the day of the serpent, then you'd be here. Okay? But the Gregorian calendar is a good calendar. Okay? Nothing wrong with it. It's a good calendar. But remember, it's an economic and a political calendar, and that's what it is. International, so perfect. We can learn to use it and deal with everybody. But if you want to know what time is about, you know the essence of the movement, then you have to go to the original traditional peoples all over the world, and they'll tell you what time is about, how to use that piece of time.